Yeah, hi guys. I think in some time your uh, module manager is going to join. She's going to explain certain things. So
Hi everyone. So we'll start in next 2 minutes. Let others also join. And hi everyone. I'm Divyanshi from AccuJobs team, and today I'm here to announce one thing that a lot of you were asking questions that when will this DSA project and resume mentorship will start. So I have opened the slot for the same. But it is very important for you guys to remember two three things for that mentorship, because that mentorship is basically for reviewing your projects and resume. So for you to get your projects and resume reviewed, you have to make your resumes first, right? You guys have already done you guys are already done with your minor and major projects, as there was session on the weekend. So I am expecting that almost all of you are done with your projects. But if it is not yet done, so just make sure that you are finishing up your project ASAP and then take this mentorship, right? And this mentorship have marks, and a lot of you were asking questions that why there is marks in this mentorship. So this mentorship is a kind of mock interview, because the interviewer will be asking you a few questions around your resume, and you have to explain the project to the interviewer, and then they will be giving you marks plus feedback. And the marks that you will be getting in this mock interview, that is a mentorship as well, this will be the key to move forward to the next month of module D. So make sure that you complete your major project and minor project, you make your resumes as well, then take this mentorship, whatever feedback you get, work on that. And if you get if you get less marks in one time, you can give it more than one time as well, like you can rebook the slot. So you will get the feedback from the interviewer to rectify, or if there is any issue in your resume, the interviewer will tell you that how you can rectify that. So the interviewer will judge you on the project, judge you on the basis of your projects and resume. So make sure you are doing that for that, and then you are going to the session. And be prepared with the introduction of your projects. You should know that how you have made that project. It's not just about copy pasting the code. It's not about that. You need to know that how you can explain your project as well. So make sure that you are well prepared before the session. Also, the interviewer will also tell you that how you can do that, but you also have to be prepared beforehand. Make your resumes handy before going there. And also, you have to take this session before 2nd November. So make sure that you are finishing up before that, because if you will not do that, you will not be able to move forward to the next month. So I'll take few questions that is here. Yes, both minor and major projects should be completed before that session. If you are not doing that, like if your minor and major project will not be completed and you are going to the session, then of course there will be difference in the marking. So you can watch the recording if you have joined late then. No DSA based questions will be asked in that. So I'll tell you what the interviewer will ask you. So firstly, they will ask you to introduce yourself. Then you have to, you have to tell the interviewer about your resume as well, like the projects that you have done and everything that you have done in the past. And then the interviewer will ask you questions. There will be no coding questions in that session, and there will be no questions from the theory part as well. But yes, there will be questions from the projects that you have made. So be prepared with that at least. Also, I will be sharing one document with you that have the expectations, like expectations that the interviewer have from you. So you have to be prepared with all those things before the session. Everything will be there in the document. Also, just again, I'm repeating, it is very important to take that mentorship or mock interview before 2nd November, because if your resume is not reviewed and if your resume is not up to the mark, like your resume is the first thing that a company sees. So if it is not up to the mark, then how will you be able to move forward to the next steps? So make sure that you are making your resume up to the marks. Once you get the feedback, work on that positively. If you are not able to get good score in one time, then ask your BM to open another slot for you, and they will open it up for sure, and you can give it one more time. Sorry, before 2nd December. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Now Weber will continue with the questions of aptitude and contest. Also make sure that whatever aptitude test or contest we will be having in the couple of days, you are attending that, because if you will not be doing that, you will not be able to, we will not be able to understand the areas in which you are lagging, and we will not be able to provide you the personalized training that is, that is supposed to be there in the second month. So make sure that you are attending all these aptitude and contest, because all the questions that will be there in the aptitude and contest will be company asked. Like companies have asked all those questions in the previous aptitude and coding tests. So make sure that you are giving these tests, so that whenever you face these questions, and then like in the main interview or in the main company's coding and programming test, you will be able to solve them. Okay, Vaibhav, I think now you can continue with the session.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for giving me time.
No problem. Yeah, guys, so we'll just get started with the questions that were given to you in the contest over the weekend. And we'll also discuss the aptitude questions. Both of these are, I mean, the questions that you got in the contests are, I think they are from previously asked questions, the question bank that we have of previously asked questions. So we'll just discuss them quickly, and we'll also discuss the aptitude questions that were given to you. So let me share my screen. I hope it is visible, guys. Yeah. So how many were able to solve all the questions in the contest? Yeah, it was pretty easy, right? My code for rolling pen was not working. I tried using. So just make sure that your logic is right. I mean, whenever, if your code does not work in any particular portal, just make sure that your logic is right. Try to write it in your local environment and just validate. So, मतलब एक बार validate कर लो, so that even if the portal had an issue, you know that your answer is right. Yes, we'll explain all those. So I think mostly out of the three questions, the point of focus is the largest number one, right? उसके अलावा तो both are pretty simple. Yeah, right. So reselling pens in Actotown. So guys, this is just a good pre-packaged question on your level order traversal. I hope everybody knows what is level order traversal, right? So you just have to traverse the tree in level order and just find the sum of the levels and give the difference out. I hope no explanation is required whatsoever here. Yeah, DFS level order basically almost same thing. Level order is pretty simple. I can share a good code snippet with you guys for level order. So BST and yeah, so this is a very good level order code snippet. So I think this question does this prints the tree in reverse order, right? So zigzag printing. Yeah, so level order is pretty simple. You can do it using recursion also. You can do it using queue also. Just let me just quickly explain it on OneNote and we'll be done with that. Today is your 10th lecture, right? 1 second. So basically, guys, so your tree is divided into multiple levels, right? So I can say that one level, this is one level, this is another level, and this is another level. So basically, the question had a story, right? And the story was that the towns are arranged in the form of a binary tree, and every town in a even level is selling pens or buying pens, and every town in a odd level is doing the opposite. In tree question, null nodes are not automatically ignored. We have to write condition for that. Yeah, so that depends on the platform. If the platform requires you to ignore them in a specific way, then you can do that. Yeah. So the one that I showed you was the zigzag traversal on VS Code, but let me just come to this. So guys, I can have a counter that will start from 1, let's say, and let's say this is an odd level, so it will be selling pens, right? Then this is an even level, so it will be buying pens, and then again this is an odd level, so it will be selling pens. So I will have two variables, that selling count and I will have a buying count, and then I just have to return the difference between these two. Is that clear, guys? Right now, let me just discuss a quick example. So let's say that this is your tree, right? And this is your queue. So initially this first node will enter the queue, right? And after this has entered, 2 and 3 will enter. Now only 1 will be removed from the queue, right? And it will be added to this selling 1. Now my counter has switched from 1 to 0, and now 2 and 3 will be added to the buying 1, and subsequently 4, 5, 6 and 7 will also be taken out from the queue and it will be added to the selling 1. Recursion से DFS वाला method है, or that also I think I can share a good snippet. Do you want this data structure, this entire data structure? Yes, I have a Git repo for this. I'll have to find that and I'll share it with you. कहाँ गया DFS. I'll need to search for the DFS one. I'll share it with you. So I hope everybody is now has a GitHub account at least, right? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Right. Link of the question. 1 second. Don't you have something to search in your portal? Yeah, guys. So I hope this question is clear. Pretty straightforward, right? Yeah. Moving on. I don't know why this problem is marked as hard. I found it to be the easiest one of all the three. So basically, this problem is asking you to find the difference of all the characters from these two strings and just tell how many biscuits or bread Mario can buy, right? So, I mean, this is more simple than it looks. The only thing you have to do is loop through the strings. You have to loop through the strings. Second example, this one. ठीक we will discuss that. पहले first example बता देता हूँ. So B, C, D, E, right? Now, guys, if I want to compare the ASCII value of two characters, then what is the difference between B and C? What is the math.abs of B and C? The ASCII value difference is 1, right? So the cost of converting this to this is what? The cost of converting the first character is 1, right? Now, what is the cost of converting C to D? Again, it is 1. And again, what is the cost of converting D to E? Everywhere, the cost is 1. And Mario had, let's say, three units of money, right? So he was able to buy 3 bread pieces. I hope that is clear in this particular example, right? We can think about other examples as well. So let's say,
Sir, hello.
yeah.
Sir, explain this again, sir.
What?
Sir, explain this again, sir. I didn't understand.
Solution. Basic for
सर ये लॉन्गेस्ट सब स्ट्रिंग जो डिफाइन किया हुआ है उसका एक्चुअली मीनिंग क्या क्या कहना चाह रहा था वहां पे
लॉन्गेस्ट सब स्ट्रिंग में आए नहीं अभिषेक. Just have some patience.
ओके सर.
Cases passed. Only 5 cases passed for you. Okay. You want me to solve this one? Okay, let's try to do that. So this is taking the input, so no need to worry about this. We should try to hide this, right? इसको दिखाने का जरूरत नहीं है. It will be more like lead code then. Please dry run when both strings have same characters. Okay. Let's try to write the code first of all. So tell me, guys, what do I need to iterate through both the strings? What do I need to iterate through both the strings?
आंसर एक बार कमेंट राइट करना.
Yeah. What did you say? I didn't get it.
सर प्लीज राइट कमेंट्स.
Please write comments.
हाँ.
Yeah. So guys, what do I want to do? I want to iterate through the entire string. I hope everybody is clear about that. Enough. Because I want to find the absolute difference between the two characters at any particular position of both the strings. Is that clear to everyone? Right. So let's first of all think about a for loop. For int I is equal to 0. What will be? Are the length of both the strings same? Yes. So I can iterate through the length of any particular string. I is less than, let's say, s dot length, right? Comma I plus plus. So this will iterate through my entire two strings. I hope this is clear. No comments required, right? ठीक है. अब क्या करते हैं? अब दोनों strings का character निकाल लेते हैं. The current character that I am dealing with. ठीक है. So let's say char 1 is equal to s dot char at I, right? And the corresponding character from the string t, let's call it char 2 is equal to s dot char at I again, है ना? So these are the two characters that I'm dealing with in my current iteration. I hope this is clear. Now I have also been given the cost that Mario, the budget that Mario has for the conversion, right? I have been given the budget that Mario has for the conversion, right? So let's say, let's call int cost is equal to math.abs between the two. So this will be t dot caret, right? So I want to do 1 minus 2. Is this clear, guys? Right. Now I want to deduct the current cost from my k. Do you agree? I want to deduct the current cost from k, right? है ना? So let's say, so if my cost is greater than k, what will I do, guys? If the current cost, if that itself is greater than k, what should I do? I should break out of the loop. Do you agree? Right. So I will break. है ना? Else, what do I want? I want to increment the value of my result, whatever I want to return from here. So let's create a result variable. Initially, I have 0 breads, right? So I want to return the, what do I want to return? Return the maximum pieces of bread he can get. So over here he's getting 3 bread pieces. Over here he is getting only 1 bread, right? So let's say, let's call this bread only, right? If the cost is not greater, then what do I do? K minus equals cost, right? And I want to do bread plus plus. Is this clear? ठीक है? Finally, I want to return bread, है ना? Let's run the code. No line found in thread main. Some exception here. अच्छा, input दिए नहीं. Okay. So let's consider this only. Get expected output 1 and run your code. We are getting 1. Let's right. Let's see if it passes. Otherwise, we'll have to think of wrong answer for Texas. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. So if return the maximum pieces of bread he can get. So if the difference between two characters, if that is greater than my cost, should I try to change the next character? I don't think 2-pointer is required here. I think the examples are not good over here, you know?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yep.
The question is not explained very well here. Actually, this question is in lead code. It is same question and outputs are also same.
Okay.
Yeah, but here it is not explained well. So that's why I also did this, what you have done. But when I looked into lead code, there they have explained very well.
Acha,
So
which
yeah,
question is it on lead code?
that is get the longest substring within budget, something like that. Within budget.
This one?
Yeah, this one. Same as it is, sir.
Right. I have done this before also, I guess. Okay. So how was this done? What extra we are doing here? In 10, we are getting a difference array. Okay, calculating all the differences between S and T. Then max length is equal to 0. Okay. Get equal substrings within budget. Got it. Right. So let's consider example from here. Right. Let's take an example from lead code and try to do that. So when there will be same characters in both string, then size of substring will increase. So we have to increase our length. Okay. Okay, let's just consider one example is before trying to jump in. So you are given two strings s and t of the same length and integer max cost. You want to change s to t, changing the ith character of s to the ith character of t costs this amount, i.e. the absolute difference between the ASCII values. Return the maximum length of a substring s that can be changed to be the same of the corresponding substring t with a cost less than or equal to max cost if there is no substring from S that can be changed. Okay. So what you are saying is this question is the same as this one, but this is not explained at all properly.
Yeah, that's why, sir, many of we didn't get.
Let's try this my solution from here in the portal. Compilation error. Text size is large. Please click below button. Okay. Compiling नहीं हुआ. अच्छा ये parameters. Yeah. So I am expecting max cost. So इसको change कर देते हैं. Max cost. Okay. So okay, guys. So I'll just explain. I'll just go ahead and explain this lead code one. Okay, Anish, let's take your example only here. This one, and let's run it against our code. Please don't try it on my screen, guys. Sir, I should call this two pointer or sliding window. So you can see that we have applied start and end somewhere. So this is technically two pointer only. Actually, I would say that sliding window is a subset of two pointer. The only difference is both the pointers move together in sliding window. In two pointer, you can move them in any way, right? Okay, are you guys following so far? Yeah. So the question is basically, give me the longest length of a substring that can be converted to another string, right? So let's consider this first example itself. My S is equal to A, B, C, C, D, and my T is equal to, again, same. Let's take an example from lead code for once. Yeah. So I have this one string and this another string. I want the longest substring from S that can be converted to T, right? Everyone? I want the maximum length substring that can be converted from S that can be converted to T, right? And I just want to return the length of that substring. I want to return the maximum length substring that can be converted from S to T. And I have been given a particular cost, that this is the amount of what resources that I have to perform the conversion. Is that clear? Is this clear, everyone? Right. Now, what this lead code snippet is doing, it is calculating a difference array. So basically, if I consider my S to be a character array, it will be something like this, right? And similarly for T, I will say B, C, D, and F. Is this clear, everyone? Now, if I want to compute my diff array, what will it look like? What am I doing? ABS of corresponding characters of S and T. So what is the difference between these two guys? 1. These two, again 1. These two, again it is 1. And these two, again it is 1. Is this clear? Right. Now, so this is basically my result variable, the maximum length of the substring that this is what is going to be my return value, which is going to contain the maximum length of the substring that can be converted. Is that clear? D minus F. Acha, right. So this will be 2, right?
Sir, this is character array or integer array?
What?
This is integer array or character array?
Diff is my integer array, and you don't need to unmute yourself to ask that. Okay, everybody clear so far? Now I have a starting point and I have a cost, and the comment says cost consumed so far. Okay. Now just looping through the entire S and T. What are we doing? We are just adding the cost while cost is greater than max cost minus equals difference of start. Okay, and then start plus plus. Okay. So एक बार try run कर लेते हैं अब to the entire thing. So starting from this point, start is equal to 0, end is also equal to 0 initially, right? What will be the cost, guys? After the first iteration, what is the value in my cost? Tell me. End value is 0 initially, right? So cost is equal to 1. Now, is my cost greater than my max cost? My max cost is how much at this point? Max cost is 3, right? So have I exceeded the max cost? Have I exceeded the max cost? No, right? So I don't need to perform anything. What is the maximum length? So now this is where the 2-pointer thing is coming in, right? I am basically, my 2 pointers are at any point of time will point at the current substring that I am looking at. The current substring that I am looking at. Since I am on the first iteration, the current substring that I am looking at is only the first character. I hope that is clear. What is the cost of converting only the first character, guys? It is 1, which is where it is inside my cost field. Is that clear to everyone? Right. Now I will just proceed to the next one. I come to this point. My cost is again added. Cost is becoming 2. Still, this while condition is not executing. Is this clear? Right. So my start is still at this point, but my end has reached this point. Now, which is the current substring that I'm concerned with? My current substring is A and B, both, right? Right. What is the cost of converting AB to BC? It is 2, which is stored inside my cost variable. Clear, everyone? Now, if I proceed to the next step, again, I am getting C. So my end is at this point now. My cost becomes 3. But is my cost greater than my max cost? Am I within my budget? Am I still within my budget range? I'm within my budget, right? So I don't need to do anything. The current substring that I can convert is ABC to BCD, and the cost to do that is 3. So within my budget. The moment I come to this point, what is happening? Cost is becoming 5. Now, is the cost greater than my max cost? Right. So guys, is it possible for me? Is it possible for me to convert A, B, C, D to B, C, D, F within the given budget? Is it possible for me? It is not possible. So what will I do? I will try to increase the value of my start, and I will bring it to such a point that whatever current character I am concerned with can be converted, right? Whichever current character that whichever current substring that I'm concerned with can be converted. So can you tell me, without iterating, can you tell me till which part will I be incrementing my start? Where will start come after the end of this while loop? If you can tell me that, you have understood the question. So what is my max cost, guys? My max cost is 3, right? Now, my end is going to be stationary at this point. If I want to increment start and I want to isolate my current window to a particular substring that can be converted, I will bring it to C. Do you agree? Because the cost of converting CD to DF is equal to 3. Is that clear? And what is 3? 3 is my budget. Is that clear, guys? Clear, right? And what is the thing that we are doing, which is storing the intermediate results? We are doing this max length, which is always having the maximum length of the substring that I can convert. So max length is always having the maximum length of the substring of the intermediate answers. So max length will have what? Even though after the entire iteration, the substring length I have is 2, but max length will have the previous substring, which was of length 3. Is this clear? But yes, I agree that this question is not explained clearly, whatever we have here. And why is it hard also, I still don't understand. But yeah, this is a problem. Because looking at this, you will not have an idea of that you can convert any part of the string. You will just think that you just have to iterate using a for loop. Yes, I think we can do it without array also, right? So without array करने के लिए, I think start and end तो लगेगा ही अपने को. It is hard question because it is not explained clearly. Okay. Yeah, I think it can be done without array. So let's give it a shot, right? So what are the variables we'll need? Let's keep this start variable and let's keep this end variable as it is. If we are planning to eliminate this, I'll just remove this difference array, right? And now what is the change that we need to do here? Let's just remove this loop entirely. Okay, let's write this loop again. Sir, please question link. So I am not here to send question link to you. I've shared it 2-3 times previously also. So just keep a tab on the chat and have a record of it. So guys, again, I am starting at one point and I am ending at another point, right? Now, at any point of time, do I want to decrement my max cost? At any point of time, do I want to decrement my max cost? Since I'm consuming my cost, should I decrement my max cost? And after I am leaving a string, I will increment the max cost again. समझ में आ रहा है? So guys, in the initial iteration, when I'm only concerned with the first character, what do I want to do? Have I consumed any of my resources? If I want to convert only the first character, have I consumed any resources? If I'm converting this first character, am I consuming any resources? Tell me. Over here, no. This one. Yes. So if I'm converting this A to B, am I consuming resources? Tell me, guys. Yes. So what will I do? I will decrement my max cost, right? So basically, max cost say absolute value remove करना है. So int cost is equal to math.abs of my s dot char at end minus t dot char at end. Is this clear, everyone? Is this clear? And then I will decrement it from my max cost, right? है ना? Because I have consumed, है ना? Now guys, if my max cost has gone out of budget, what will be the value of max cost? If my max cost has gone out of budget, right? So will the value become negative? If I have gone out of budget, will the value of max cost become negative? Yes. So I will just add a condition. If max cost is less than 0, what does it mean? I am out of budget, right? है ना? So क्या करने वाले हैं? We will just start incrementing the starting point. We will just start incrementing the starting point. So क्या करेंगे? We will just add, since I am incrementing the starting point, if I just increment the starting point from here to here, am I converting B to A? Am I converting A to B then? I'm not converting A to B if I increment my start, because it is going out of the scope of my current substring, right? So I will just take back the cost. I will take back the cost. So max cost plus equals, again I think math.abs karna padega, but I just have to do it for the start now. Right? And then I just want to do start plus plus, right? And I think, do I need to maximize? I don't think so. I can just return this max length also we are not using, right? Yeah. Let's return end minus start. Cannot find symbol end. Oh, right. So end I have to define here. Removing it. Okay. Yes, 1 second. Let me just run it through the cases and then I'll be able to explain it. Make a variable, then store your max length value. So I'm getting 3. And what is the expected output? It is 3. Let's try to submit this. Yeah, it works. Yeah, now tell me guys, what is the doubts that you're having? Line number 15, which is this. Why am I adding back the cost? Okay. So see, I have told you that my start se leke end, whatever is my start value and my end value, whatever is in between that, that is the current substring that I am concerned with. Do you agree with that? Tell me, Abhishek. Are you in the call or have you left? ठीक है, whatever. So my start से लेके end, whatever values are in between this, including these two values, is the current substring that I am concerned with, right? So whenever I am incrementing the value of start, so let's say A, B, C and B, C, D, if my start is here, am I converting this part? Am I converting A to B? In my current scenario, if my start is this and my end is this, am I converting A to B? No, right? So do I have to incur the cost for conversion? Do I have to incur the cost for conversion? No, obviously, right? That is why I am retaking the cost that was given to convert it. समझ में आया सबको? I hope everybody is clear now. Right? I hope everybody is clear. No doubts, guys. Anybody having any doubts, please, you can just ping on the chat. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is gone. Largest number from a given list. This is also a lead code problem, guys. Largest number. So lead code से ही देखते हैं इसको. ठीक है? Let's say that you have a substring. Let's say anything x, anything. You have any random substring, right? And again, you have any random substring, any random gibberish. You want to find. I have said that you have 10 rupees, right? And I have said that you want to convert a specific part of this substring to the corresponding specific part of this substring. Now give me the maximum chunk that you can convert. समझ में आया? So let's say I can convert this to this in 10 rupees. I can also convert this to this in 10 rupees. So which one will I take? Is this the maximum or is this the maximum? First one or second one? So I will convert the second one because this is the bigger chunk, right? This problem wants this is a maximization problem. समझ में आ गया सबको? Right. Coming to the final question of your contest, the largest number. This is also a copy of the lead code question, which is again of the same name, largest number, right? What is the input? The input is an integer array and the desired output is basically a number. I want to basically treat each and every integer in my array and I want to concatenate the integers by after converting it to a string and I want to form a largest number out of them. I want to form a largest number out of them, right? So the first thing that comes to mind is basically sort it in descending order, right? If I sort it in descending order and if I add all the numbers together, I will get the largest string, right? This is the first instinct. But let's say that I have, a list like this, right? If I sort it in descending order, I get 10, 9, 8, and 3. But what is the largest number that I can create? The output that I will get from this is 10, 9, 8, 3. But this is not the largest number. The largest number is 98310. Do you agree? Right. So how do you tackle this problem? So I have solved this problem previously, and one new thing that you will learn. I don't know if you guys are aware about lambda operators. Are you aware about lambda operators in Java? Right. So whoever is not aware, you will get to know what are lambda functions rather. What are lambda functions and how to use it in Java after this question. So what do I want to do, guys? So if I look at any two, let's say that I have only two elements in my array, right? Let's say that I have only two elements in my array. What are the two possibilities of the numbers that I can create here? What are the two possibilities of the numbers that I can create? Tell me. One is 309 and the other one is 930. Do you agree here? Right. Now, which is the larger one? 930. Right. And this is what is going to be the basis of my comparison. I will compare any two particular numbers by concatenating it and I will place it in that particular order. समझ में आया? Right. Now, before that, do you know about a custom sort function? Basically, so guys, however, sorting works in one particular way, right? One is ascending and the other one is descending, right? One is ascending and the other one is descending. Is that clear? So now, how does I mean, what is the difference between ascending and descending? Only the comparison is different. Do you agree? Only the comparison is different. Ascending में ऐसे होता है तो descending में ऐसे हो जाएगा. Do you agree? If I am comparing using greater than in ascending, I will use less than in descending. Do you agree with that? Right. So if I just Google bubble sort, if I just Google the simplest sorting algorithm, which is bubble sort, I can just grab a snippet. Let's say this one, right? And over here, you can see that there is this comparator function. Can you see this comparator? Right. Now, if instead of this greater than, if I convert it to less than, will my sort reverse? Will my sort reverse? Right. My sort is reversed. Now, guys, I hope you are aware about the integer wrapper class. You are aware about this. This has a function called compare to, right? Compare to, integer dot compare to. There is a function called, right? This. Let me quickly showcase that. I think you are not aware that much. So right. Who can tell me the output of this line? A dot compare to B. I am getting -1. Why? Why am I getting negative? Because my prime, I am doing A dot compare to B. This is my primary object and this is my secondary object. Okay. Now, if I am performing compare to, if primary is less than secondary, then my output is negative. If primary is greater than secondary, my output is positive. And if primary equal to secondary, my output is 0. Is this clear? Right. So if I just switch the comparison, if I do B dot compare to A, what will happen? I'm getting a positive output, right? Because my primary is changed and my primary is greater. And if I just do B dot compare to B, since it is the same object with the same value, I'm getting 0. Is this clear to everyone? Now, the library functions, when I'm talking about array dot sort, can I say that this sort method is a Java library function? Right. So if I'm performing sort using arrays dot sort, this sort can take a custom comparator. It can take a custom comparator. Now, what is a custom comparator? So by default, if you are sorting an integer array, it will use the integer dot compare to. Right. If you are using an integer array, it will use integer dot compare to. But by passing a custom comparator, I can just switch this. I can ask the function to compare any two values using my custom function. So I can perform sorting in any way I want. It can be ascending, it can be descending, it can be any other third way that I desire. Is this clear? Is this clear, everyone? Right. So let me take up the initial example that I had. If I take this example and if I say that my desired output after sorting, this array should be 9, 8, 3, 10. How will I make that possible? I will pass a custom comparator. Is this clear, everyone? Who all are clear on this? Who all need another explanation? Okay, I understand. It is a little hard to grasp. Okay, no issues. So let me explain it again. Whenever the sorting is triggered on this, can I say, just let's take an example that arrays.sort is going to use bubble sort. Okay. For example, let's say arrays.sort will use bubble sort, right? So how is the swapping happening? How is the sorting algorithm deciding which thing to place ahead of which other thing, right? There is a way that it is deciding कि किसको आगे रखना है, किसको पीछे रखना है. Do you agree? It is basically comparing the two values to decide what to keep ahead and what to keep at the back. Do you agree with that? Right. What is the operator that it is using currently? It is using this, right? So if I consider this bubble sort, and I say that I am trying to sort 3 and 10 in ascending order. Let's say that I am trying to sort 9 and 30 in ascending order. Right. If I'm comparing using this operator, will the swap trigger? Will the swap happen? why will the swap not happen? Because this is already in ascending order. Do you agree? Right. Now, do I want the swap to happen? If so, over here I can say that my desired output is 9 and 30 only, right? But if I say that, let's say my input is 30,9 and I want the answer to my question, do I want the swap to happen here? So I can ask my sorting function to not use this comparator, rather use the custom comparator that I am giving you. Right. Now, how will the comparison work? It will just do 30 plus 9 concatenation. It will do 30 plus 9 and it will check if this is greater than 9 plus 30. Right. So if this is greater, place 30 first, but if this is greater, place 9 first. समझ में आया? Is this clear to some people now? Right. Let's try to write it in practice. Yes, I'm giving that. I'll just write that here only. So stay tuned. So what do I want to do, guys? First of all, can I say that I want to so since my comparison is based on the concatenation of two integers, do I need a string to perform the concatenation? Do I need them to be a string to perform the concatenation? Right? Do you agree with this? So let's create an array of strings. Array list of type string. Let's call it strings is equal to new array list, again of type string. Okay. Now I just want to convert all my integers to string and put it inside my array list. So for int x in nums, what do I want to do, guys? I want to do string dot add what? Tell me. String dot value of my integer. So value of x. Is this clear, everyone? Will this create a string array of all the nums that I have? Right. Now I want to perform sorting on my array list. I want to perform sorting. If I do collections.sort strings, this will perform the sorting using my comparator, which is my ascending order. Is that clear? Is that clear? Right. But now I want to pass it a custom comparator. I want to instruct it to basically do the swapping in a given way that I want you to do. समझ में आ रहा है? So what will I do? Compare to का क्या outputs हो सकता है? What are the three outputs of compare to? Negative, positive, and 0. Right. So these are the three outputs that my custom function should do. Do you agree? My custom function should give these three outputs. Do you agree? है ना? Now coming back to my initial array, if I have 30,9, and I want to find the solution of my problem, should swapping happen? Should swapping happen here? Tell me, guys. Swapping should happen. right? So what do I want to do? I want to return a positive, no, I will return a negative value because I want 9 to come ahead. Do you agree? है ना? Now, if my input array is 9, 9, do I want to swap? So if both of them are equal, I want to return 0, right? And let's say I have 9, 30. Again, do I want swapping to happen? No. So I will return positive value. Is this clear? Now, if I am concerning two numbers, what are the two possibilities from here? One is 930, other one is 309, right? So what is the basis of my comparison? The basis of my comparison is the concatenated output of my current two variables. Do you agree? So what will my comparator look like? I will basically do, let's just call the two variables a comma b. I will say a plus b. This is the concatenated output. This is basically 390, right? 309 dot compare to b plus a, right? What is b plus a? It is 9, 30. Do you agree? ba is 930 and ab is 309. Do you agree with this? Right? Now, if this is greater than this, I will return negative. If this is less than this, I will return positive. Otherwise, I will return 0. Is this clear? Actually 0 करने का जरूरत ही नहीं है, उसको भी पॉजिटिव केस में कंबाइन कर देंगे. So let me write the comparator now. So the syntax will be a little alien to you, right? But let me just explain it very quickly. Anybody has done JavaScript before? Whoever has done JavaScript, they will understand this a little more. A comma excuse me, a comma b arrow, then a plus b dot compare to b plus a, and after this, if this is true, then I will return positive, else I will return negative. This will do my comparison. Now, if you want, I can just print out the string for you guys. So for string s in strings, okay, and I can just return strings का 0 for now, okay. Okay, some syntax error over there. Incompatible types, int cannot be converted to boolean. Oh, right. There has to be this comparison. Oh, right. What is the yeah, get. I keep switching languages every day, so I get confused. Sometimes Python, sometimes Ruby, sometimes Java. So what is the STD out here? It is 10 and 2. So first 10 is getting printed, then 2 is getting printed. ठीक है? So I can just reverse it. So यहाँ पर -1 कर दो, यहाँ पे +1 कर दो, order reverse हो जाएगा. So you can see 210 is getting printed now. Can I say, guys, that my array is in the desired order? I can just add the elements to my result now. Over here also, can you see that my array is in the desired order, the way I want to concatenate it? Right. So just have some patience, guys. I'll be explaining this entire thing once again. I know the syntax is also very heavy and the explanation is a little difficult. Have some patience. हाँ एग्जैक्टली अगर ये सब नहीं आए तो नॉर्मल बबल सॉर्ट में खुद का कंपैरिजन लिख दो एकदम परफेक्ट सही जा रहे हो. Now guys, let me just quickly create string res is equal to blank. You can use a string builder also. Same loop, I need this one. I will just do s dot append. I want to append s, let's call it sb. So sb dot append s, right? And finally, I want to return sb dot strings. Excuse me. Okay, both cases passed. Now tell me, guys, through your question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, one simple question is,
Yeah.
like, can you explain the line number 7? What is the meaning of what with respect to? Since you have explained compared to, but after that, whatever you have written, what
Mhm.
actually that means? And
Yeah.
second question is, I have seen a number of places that at the line 3 in the bracket you have mentioned string.
Mhm.
Okay, but when you after equals, when you use new keyword, in that somewhere it's not been written string and somewhere it's been written
So
string. What's the meaning
to
of
keep
that?
to keep it short, this writing the type over here is optional. You can write it, you cannot write it. It is completely up to you. And
It is beneficial to write, or it is
it is a good practice to write, obviously. Always try to add as many keywords to your code as possible, whichever ones are necessary. जितना मतलब the more information you give the compiler, the more optimized the compiler can function. So if I'm allocating an array list of strings, the compiler knows how much space that it should give it to him, right? But if I'm not giving the variable name here, the compiler will allocate maximum amount of space that an array list can get. समझ में आया?
Yes, sir. And what's the benefit of a string builder? These three questions only.
String builder का benefit has been discussed multiple times. I think 5 or 6 times in module D itself. So I don't know why this question keeps coming up, but ठीक है, I'll explain it once.
Though it's a mutable, but how basically?
Anyone else? Any questions? Line 7. Yes, I know line 7 is necessary. So guys, every function has couple of things, right? It has a function name, right? It takes parameters, right? And it will have a return. Do you agree with this? Excuse me. Do you agree with these three things? Right? Now, the thing that I discussed with you just now is called a lambda function. Right? So lambda function does not have a name. Right? So how do I write the parameters of a lambda function? Is this clear? Right? I will not write the name. I will just write the parameters like this. Exactly the way I have done over here. समझ में आया? Are you following, guys? Right? Now, what does this arrow mean? What does this arrow mean? This arrow is basically my return statement. This is my return. So whatever value comes after this arrow is what my function will return. Is that clear now? So arrow is equivalent to return. Okay? Now lambda function is generally a one-liner function, right? So if I want to write comparison, if I want to write comparison of A and B, what will I do? My return will be A dot compare to B. Do you agree? This is a one-liner. Do you agree? If I want to compare two values, this is a one-liner function for that. How will I write the lambda equivalent for it? I will write A comma B. Is this clear? So lambda function syntax, everybody sorted on that? Is the syntax out of the way, guys? Tell me, everyone. ठीक है? अब आते हैं क्वेश्चन का लॉजिक पे. I have already explained that any sorting function will use a comparator, right? Any sorting function will use a comparator, one thing or the other, right? या तो इस तरीके से सॉर्ट करेगा या उस तरीके से सॉर्ट करेगा, right? Excuse me. है ना? So what is this? This is basically a parameter to this sort function. I am basically passing a lambda function that I want to use to sort my string. समझ में आया? Now, whatever output this string will throw is basically the way the sorting will happen. Is that clear? Now, can we universally agree that in any sorting function, in any one iteration, the comparison of only two values is happening? Can we universally agree with that? In any sorting function, in one iteration, comparison of two elements is happening only, right? If I take quick sort also, if I take the example of quick sort also, you can see that in one iteration, comparison of one element will only happen. So over here, what is the comparison? This is the comparison, right? है ना? Do you agree with this, everyone? Right? So what is the characteristics of a comparator? Comparator का input क्या होना चाहिए? Comparator should take input of two values which the sorting function wants to compare in any one iteration. right? And what am I passing it? I am passing it a comparator that is taking input of two values. So what will the sort function do? It will pass the first variable here and the second variable here. And my comparator will give it the answer that which variable you should put first in the array. Is that clear now? It can use any sort. So string also has compare to function. Now guys, now tell me guys, if I have two strings 30, 9, if I have a string array 30 and 9 and I try to perform bubble sort on this, will there be a case where 30 and 9 is getting compared? Will there be a case where 30 and 9 is getting compared? Yes. So what will it do? It will use my custom comparator. It will pass 30 and 9 into my comparator. समझ में आ रहा है? And then what will be the comparison like? 30 390 dot compare to 930. समझ में आया? Is this clear, everyone? This is what is happening. And if there are more than one value, if there are three values, the first comparison will be, let's say I have 9, I have 30, and I have 8. Right? So ideally, what is the output of this? The output of this is 9, 8, and 30. So the first comparison will be between 9 and 30. This will do what? 930 dot compare to 309, right? No swap will happen because a swap is not required. The next comparison will be 30 and 8. This will do 308 dot compare to 830. Who will come ahead? 8 will be swapped with 30. Is this clear to everyone now? What are you saying? Why string is written there? Where is string written? Array, that is the input array. That is the input array that I'm passing. Don't get confused. So this sort is taking the array input and it is taking my custom comparator as input also. If you are using bubble sort, n squared. If you are using merge sort, n log n. जो भी sorting use कर रहे हो उसका complexity आ जाएगा. Now I have already discussed that the output is either negative or positive based on the swap that I want to do, right? If I want to swap, let's say, for example, let's say if I want to swap, I'm returning negative. If I don't want to swap, I will return positive. है ना? So coming to VS Code, you can see, let's create string A, right? Let's say this is 30, right? And let's create string B. And let's say this is 9. Okay. Right. Now, if I do A dot compare to B, what is the output? The output is -6. So if the output is negative, what does that mean? If the output is negative, what does that mean? That the primary is smaller than the secondary. Do you agree with me? So which is smaller here? String 30 is smaller than 9 according to Java. समझ में आया? So guys, should I swap at this point? If string 30 is smaller than 9, should I swap at this point? Yes, because 930 is a bigger answer. So what will I return? If this is greater than 0, I'm returning -1. Otherwise, I'm returning 1. Is this clear to everyone? So I'm basically flipping my answer. I can also do just this part. If I just return this, then you will see that exact opposite answer I'll get. See. Can I say this is the exact opposite of my desired output? Right. So I can basically, yes. And now I'll just flip my sorting. I will swap it in descending order by adding this. So when my compare to is returning negative, I am changing it to positive. When it is returning positive, I am changing it to negative. You can change order of compare also. Yep, that is also a good option. So you can do B plus A to A plus B. Right? Is this clear, everyone? This is a little difficult to understand. I don't think समझ में आएगा सही से. Why wasn't comparator done with you guys so far? अभी तक तो comparator एक बार करा देना चाहिए था. Please repeat the case for more number. So, see, if I have, let's say, 3 numbers, I have, let's say, 30, 8, 9, right? So, first, if let's assume that I am considering bubble sort. Bubble sort कैसे काम करता है? It compares two values next to each other. So, what will be the comparison? It will be 30, 8, and it will do comparison of 308 dot compare to 830, right? है ना? So should the swap happen? Tell me. Should 8 come ahead of 30 over here? Yes. So this will be swapped. So my 8 is here, my 30 is here, right? Now again, the comparison will happen between 30 and 9. I hope everybody remembers bubble sort. So 30, 9. Again, the same thing. 309 dot compare to 930. Again, the swap will happen. So 9 will come ahead of 30. And then my for loop, basically it is nested. So it will start again from here. 8 and 9 will be compared. And finally, again, 8 and 30 will be compared and not swapped. So final is 983. Is this clear now? I hope you guys are clear on the comparator. For comparison, what will happen if the comparing one number of the two has negative value, then custom comparator will get wrong. So now let's come to the constraint of this problem. All values are positive. Yes, Abhishek, what is your doubt? Abhishek Tale, tell me. Are you confused or are you clear? No doubt. I hope you are clear. Nice. How A and B are taking values. So Java is very smart. That is how they are taking values. It knows that if a function wants two values, I can give it two values. Like हम string ही append करते हैं, फिर क्यों string में convert करना है? Because SB is basically an object of type string builder, and the return type here is string, right? So I have to return a string. I cannot return a string builder. So toString will basically convert my string builder object to a string. Line number 5. So this is basically, I have created this string array, right? I've created a string array list. So I'm basically converting all my integers inside this array to a string. So after passing through that, my integer array, which is looking like this, will be converted to an array of strings. Is this clear? Prashant, is it clear? Can we make lambda functions with more than 2 arguments? Yeah, you can lambda function, just consider it as any other function without a name, right? So you can make any kind of lambda functions. Only thing is that it should be able to fit into that place. So over here, only 2 arguments are required. So if I pass a lambda function with 3 arguments here, Java compiler will complain. Yeah, you can see incompatible types. So alternatively, we can define a function and pass its result. Yes, you can do that also. If you want to do it that way, you have to create a comparator function. Either you create the entire sorting by yourself, or you have to create a comparator function of the type comparator class and pass it to this collections.sort. So alternative way to do it is, if I just remove this, if I introduce another, just beware guys that this is also a little syntax heavy. Some of you may not get it. Comparator class का करना है. So I have a comparator written with me. Even I don't remember the syntax correctly. Wait. Yeah, this comparator. Yeah, right here. So my comparator is of type string, and it will compare two strings, string X and string Y. Just using this, and now I have to take two values. So and now finally I can do yx dot compare to x y, and over here strings. Let's run it. Arrays dot sort comparator method is not applicable. अच्छा, array list की जगह and over here yeah. So this is an alternative, guys. You have to pass a comparator type function over here. It is an object, not a function. And you are basically overriding this function inside it. override, I guess it is necessary. Let's try to skip it. But adding override is a good practice because that explicitly said that you are overriding a function from the parent class. Okay. So have anybody of you used this comparator previously? No. So you can see that it is also taking the same thing. It is taking and creating a custom compare function here. I am just adding my two strings x plus y and y plus x, and I am performing comparison on these two. Is that clear, guys? Right. So basically the same thing. Only thing is lambda function is not that syntax heavy, right? I can see a lot of people dropped off because of this entire question. So thoda overload ho gaya, I guess. But yeah. Is this clear now, guys? Is this entire question clear? I hope apart from the sorting, is the logic of this question clear? How I want to arrange my values, right? How it override. So object-oriented programming ke according it will override. So in the child class, if you create a method with the same name, it will override the parent class's method. You know? So let's say that, let's say I have a class called animal, right? And my animal can make noise. Public void make noise, right? By default, I am not doing anything in this make noise, right? But let's say I do class. अच्छा, object oriented programming नहीं हुआ क्या तुम लोग के? Have you done OP? हुआ है ना? तो how, who is asking parent class? If I have a class called dog and if I do extends animal, right, then I can just override this make noise function. Public void make noise, and I can ask it to bark. Then when I create an object dog, d is equal to new dog, and if I do d dot make noise, it will bark. Is that clear? Is this clear, everyone? What are you saying? He asked where is parent class in the code. I'm just illustrating an example. I haven't written the code. Comparator in array list. So just treat it as plug and play. Wherever you can pass comparator, pass it. So the comparator returns an int. What happens with that int? Could you repeat that again? So I have three possibilities. I am comparing two values, let's say x and y. X is primary, right? Y is secondary, right? So if primary greater than secondary, my output is positive. If secondary greater than primary, my output is negative. If both are equal, my output is 0. कंपेयर टू में कॉन्कैटिनेशन जो बड़ा
सर,
हाँ बोलो
सर मेरा पूछना ये है ना सर कि ये आपने जो कोड वो लार्जेस्ट नंबर का लिखा है सर, उसमें सर कोई ऐसा कोई पेरेंट क्लास नहीं है जिससे वो एक्सटेंड्स ऐसा कुछ है तो सर उसमें ओवरराइड सर कैसे हो रहा है वो पूछना है सर।
यहाँ पर क्या? सो दिस कंपैरेटर इज द ऑब्जेक्ट एंड इस whichever is the parent class of this comparator, I'm overriding that. So if you want to deep dive here, let's go to the definition. So you can see this is an interface called comparator, right? And I'm creating an object of type comparator and I'm overriding the compare method of this. समझ में आया?
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you.
What about the aptitude question? Yes, so I think we have spent a lot of time for this. So do you want to proceed with aptitude now? If it was in module 1 assignment, then it is very wrong. Because if comparator is not done, you cannot do this question. हाँ, compare to में concatenate के बाद whatever is bigger, उसके according value will be returned. So ज़्यादा इसमें instead of beating your head around this, I would suggest just return the initial thing and then decide if you should reverse it, right? So एक बार compare to ही return कर दो. Then if you see that the sorting is happening in the reverse order of your desired output, then just switch the positive to negative. हो गया. Now guys, regarding your aptitude questions, aptitude MCQ, what is inside this? 4-5 गिन के टॉपिक है, उसको थोड़ा सा गो थ्रू कर लो तो हो जाएगा. You have profit and loss, right? You have that simple interest and compound interest, right? You have time and work, right? And have time, speed and distance, right? And I think थोड़ा सा mensuration रहेगा, right? These are the topics that you should do. And anybody who is familiar with CAT syllabus, the MBA entrance exam CAT, right? So CAT ka there are pretty good questions on these topics from previous year CAT papers. So if you are able to solve those questions, then I think you are good to go. Let's take one example question that came into your previous. So I think this is the first question that was there. And it is person spent 1/3 of the money with him on clothes. आज तो बहुत ही easy है. So let's say that the person has X amount of money, right? 1/3 of the money went in clothes. How much money is remaining with the person? How much fraction is remaining? If 1/3 is gone on clothes, 2/3 is remaining, right? And 1/5 of the remaining on food. Then if 1/5 is spent on food, how much is remaining? 4/5, right? And after that 1/4 of the remaining on travel, then how much is remaining? 3/4, right? So 2/5 of X is equal to 100. X is equal to 250. Right? These are pretty simple. एक और important topic है allegations and mixtures. Right? This is also an important topic. Let me share a good question from this. Blood relations is not that important, to be quite honest. One alloy question. Yeah, I'm sharing a question from allegation and mixture only. Wait. I'm trying to find. Yes, so this is a question from allegation and mixture. Yeah. So a mixture of 80 liters of milk and water, 25% of the mixture is milk. How much water should be added to the mixture so that the milk becomes 20% of the mixture? Anybody able to solve this? What is the approach for this one, guys? Anybody wants to share? So I have 80 liters, right? it is said that 25% is milk. What is 25% of 80? It is 20, right? So 20 liters is milk, right? The remaining 60 liters is water. How much water should be added to the milk so that it becomes 20% of the mixture? इसमें अगर प्लस 20 कर देंगे तो ये 80 हो गया, ये 20 हो गया. Then the total mixture is of size 100 and milk is 20%, water is 80%. This is pretty easy, right? Do metal alloy? That questions were weird. Okay, let me find that. I'm not sure if I have the same sheet that was shared with you. ये वाला है क्या? A toy weighing 24 grams of an alloy of two metals is worth this much. Excuse me. But if the weight of the metals in the alloy be interchanged, the toy would be worth 162. If the price of one metal is 8 per gram, and find the price of the other metal. Okay. So mixture का price कितना है? Mixture का price है 174, right? A toy is weight 24 grams. So 24 grams का weight आ रहा है 174, right? And it is made up of two alloys, right? So this, my alloy is made up of two metals, right? Both metals are in different quantities. That is not defined, right? Right. So let's say एक का weight हो गया x, the other one weighs 24 into x. Is this clear? Let's say one weighs x, the other weighs 24 minus x. Sorry. Is this clear, everyone? So far? Right. Now, what do I want to do? If the weights of the metal be interchanged, okay, the toy would be worth 162. So if I have x into, I will say, if the price of one metal be 8 per gram, find the price of the other metal. So let's say that this x, इसका price है 8 per gram. So 8x, ठीक है, 8x plus 24 minus x, y. What is y? Y is the price of other metal, right? 8x plus 24 minus x into y is how much? 174, right? Now I can just create another one. I will say if the weight of the metal is switched, so 24 minus x into 8 plus x into y. समझ में आ रहा है? Is equal to 162. So these are my two equations. I hope everybody knows maths. Equate both of them and find the answer. Clear है सबको? Iron and aluminium. Just give me 1 second. हाँ, एक second. Let me pick that. 1 second. Need to find it. Can someone share me the keywords of this? I mean, I need to just do Control F on the. Find the weight of new alloy. No, got nothing. Yeah, I think I found it. Yeah. Is this visible, everyone? Was this the question? Yeah. Two alloys of iron have different percentages of iron in them. Okay, so two alloys of iron have different percentage of iron in them. Now, what do I want to do? Okay. The first of them weighs 6 kg and the second weighs 12 kg. So, दो alloy है. अच्छा, one piece of equal weight was cut off from both the alloys. ठीक है. The piece from the first was mixed with the leftover of the second. Okay, this is very confusing. ऐसा क्वेश्चन है ना तो स्किप कर देना चाहिए. बेस्ट ऑप्शन यही है, बट फिर भी थोड़ा सा अटेम्प्ट करने का ट्राई करते हैं. This is actually a trick question. I think इसका आंसर काफी सिंपल होगा. The language is a little confusing. The piece from the first was mixed with the leftover of the second, and the piece from the second was mixed with the leftover of the first. As a result, the percentage of iron became same in both. What is the weight of each piece of cutoff? Answer was option A. What are the options here? What are the options? क्या है? 6, 2, 4 and 3. 6, 2, 4 and 3. A, B, C and D. This question is a little confusing. मतलब understanding, I think इस question को समझने में ही your entire aptitude time will go away. So no point in trying to solve it. But first of them weighs 6 kg, second weighs 12 kg. One piece of equal weight was cut off from both the alloys. The piece from the first was mixed with the leftover. So let's say that the weight of the piece that was cut off was x kg. So अगर exchange कर दिया जाए तो भी दोनों का weight 12 और 6 ही रह जाएगा. Do you agree with this? Even if I exchange the pieces, then also the weight will remain the same. Right, because the piece that was cut was of equal weight. So even if they are exchanged, both of them will retain the same weight. Do you agree with this? ये तो भाई मुझे भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. ये थोड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग है. Did you try searching this online? ये तो आंसर मिल गया. 4 kg is the answer. Recommend some source where we could practice this question. Try to solve CAT previous year papers. So this over here, you can just go to any particular topic. I think everybody Googled and solved it, right? Yeah. So just go to any particular topic and you can just attempt it. So these quant papers are the one that you should focus on. So just pick up any quant paper and you will get the kind of aptitude questions that is asked. Soft skill section is given on portal. Go. एप्टी के लिए तो गूगल ही करना. ठीक है, so you guys can refer these links for the aptitude ones. And guys, to be quite honest, if you get a question that is this long, try to avoid that. मतलब if you are not able to grasp it in the first one, then don't try to attempt it because you will be ending up wasting your time. Try to solve these easy ones first. ठीक है, so all I think we are above time. In alloys, copper and zinc are related. ये अच्छा, इसको भी गूगल कर लेते हैं. Yeah. I think the questions are taken up from these websites only. Still, let's give it a try. Copper and zinc are related in the ratio this is to this. This is classical alligation and mixture one. सर इस क्वेश्चन में ऑप्शन फ्रैक्शन में थे. अच्छा, ओके. व्हाट आर द ऑप्शंस इन दिस क्वेश्चन? Then I think the ask of the question was would have been different. Excuse me. Mostly drive maybe they will give you questions from these websites only. Nobody has time to create these aptitude questions, right? And I think before the placement season starts of any company, Accio will also share a doc with you that has the solutions of all the aptitude questions asked. So you can refer that as well. Excuse me. Yeah, I think we are over time today. So let's see if we get time tomorrow. We will also discuss some more aptitude questions in the next class. Naito, we'll just go ahead with the next topic that we have. You will get a doc, right? Tomorrow, if we have to discuss aptitude, then we'll go with aptitude. Otherwise, we will start off with the next topic. So recursion के बाद क्या आया? Recursion के बाद we will start with, I think stacks and queues start होगा. Java question. अच्छा, DSA रिवीजन. हाँ ठीक है, DSA रिवाइज तो होगा ही. सर जावा क्वेश्चन ऑफ कंपनी कब शेयर करेंगे? आई थिंक जस्ट 1 week बिफोर द ड्राइव यू गेट द कंपाइल्ड लिस्ट. ये जो 3 क्वेश्चन आज अपने किए हैं असाइनमेंट्स का, दिस इज इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन ओनली. Yeah, so the doc that I've shared, the Google doc, उसमें ना what I'll do is I'll mention the name of the company where those specific questions were asked. So I think it will be easier for you. Take 2 classes on backtracking and recursion. Backtracking and recursion I think mostly हो गया है. Backtracking का ज्यादा से ज्यादा I'll explain the n queens problem now. उसके बाद we can move ahead. That will be sent by your module manager only, not me. Sudoku solver and n queen is very similar. So अगर एक कोई भी एक आ गया तो you can solve the other one. Breadth first search breadth first search in trees. That is what level order traversal is going to do. ठीक है. I hope we can end the class now, guys. Let's meet tomorrow. चलो यार. Thank you. Bye bye.